Welcome to On the Bit. I'm Dave from Dream Thoroughbreds, and with me is Lenny from Bluegrass Bloodstock. How are you, Lenny?
Good, Dave.
That's good, mate. We had a good fill-up job last week, mate. Federal got the chocolates. Criterion won after contributor was scratched, and Amanpour, mate, won the Queen of the Turf. Paid $20.
Price.
It was $35 on Thursday when we did On the Bit, so it pays to get on early. And this is the last weekend for the autumn, and we've still got 2 Group 1s left. So good racing at Randwick, and a really good meeting at Caulfield as well in Melbourne this weekend, which is an Inglis Gold Bogus day, where it features a number of races. Randwick's the rails out 8 metres.
Yep.
The track is sort of soft at the moment. There's a bit of rain around Sydney today, but the forecast is good for the next 2 days. So it may probably dry out by Saturday, I would hope. And I've based mine based on a fairly, sort of even track, drying track. So first up, we've got the Group 1 all-age stakes at weight for age over 1400, and an even race to finish off the autumn carnival, mate.
Yeah, an even race. Some of the really good sprinters here, and then you've got a couple of the 3-year-olds as well, Dave.
Yeah.
Your selection last time, Chautauqua, was very impressive.
Yeah, he's a good horse.
Amazing win from where he was. I think the 14's going to suit him here. You probably, with the prospect of good speed, I couldn't go against him actually. So I'm in Chautauqua's corner here. I thought a couple for the multiples. Rebel Dane had absolutely no luck first up here at the Valley. I thought he was very unlucky, and a little bit of sting out of the track's going to suit him. He goes good second up, and 14 would be good. And also thought that the form around Longina, I think the 3-year-old form, whether it's Sydney or Melbourne's pretty strong, and I think Longina's pretty smart horse, and he's going to be up there on the speed, and he seems like a horse that's just probably the pressure of the 1400 is probably going to suit him. So I would work around Chautauqua, but throwing those 2 in multiples.
Well, I've always believed that Chautauqua's always had the measure of Terra Vista, and on level weight, it's hard to see him reversing the trend, but I did think the barrier draw put an advantage towards Terra Vista's way in this race. He was caught a little bit wide in that TJ Smith, and I felt he was just a bit of a sitting duck for Chautauqua. Chautauqua was a huge run, as I expected from him. He hadn't been ridden well the 2 starts before that. But I expect Hugh Bowman to sit right behind this pace on Saturday with Terra Vista. I think he'll be about 2 lengths from the leaders entering the straight, and he can sprint. He may just get a bit of a break on Chautauqua, who from barrier 1, I'm just not sure where he's going to get in the run. I doubt he can come from behind and win like he did last start, so he'll need to be ridden for luck, and he'll need to wait for the split. So Bowman could be off and gone before that. I just thought the $5 on Terra Vista, I thought he was a great on the bit each way bet there. But overall, I do think Chautauqua was a better horse, if you can believe that sort of tipping. Sometimes it's the run on the day that actually wins the race. So the second Group 1 is the Champagne Stakes for 2-year-olds over 1600 metres, mate. And again, another pretty even race for the Champagne, mate.
It is, Dave. I'm going to stick with my selection from last start in the size, Pasadena Girl.
Yep.
I thought she was fantastic. Fantastic run. I think the step up to a mile, Savabeel filly, I think it's going to suit.
Yep.
She's not a big robust filly, but she is a filly that does appreciate being off the speed and hitting the line hard. She's going to get the good speed with the barrister and take down, which will go hard from wide gates. So the speed will be good. I think this filly's got a really good turn of foot, and the prospect of the drying track at Randwick Saturday, I think, will suit her also. So this filly is one to follow for the future, and she's $2.90 on offer at the moment. I think the Moody stable have got a pretty high opinion of her. Her run was very, very good last start, so I think she's one to follow. So she's on the bit for mine.
I like the upward spiral that Takedown is showing in his short career so far. His win last start was meritorious. He took up the lead, and then he got challenged mid-race, and he still kicked in the straight, the top of the straight, and he was strong to the line. So I just thought he's got 3 weeks break coming into this race. I just thought he might have had a fresher legs than his rivals. It's not easy for the 2-year-olds to back up after the hard races. and that size produce was run on a rain-affected track. And it showed last week that when Lake Geneva got beat as well, which was off the bit for me last week, that these 2-year-olds, if they have hard runs, it's hard for them to really back up. So Pasadena Girl is 2 weeks into that race, but Takedown's 3 weeks. So I just thought at the $6, I thought he was, again, a nice each way bet and on the bit for mine. Stable news, Lenny. What's happening, stable news?
Getting a couple of horses ready for Warrnambool, Dave.
Yep.
So Mio Dio, he stepped out last Sunday at Pakenham, the new track there, and he worked home very nice. So he'll be ready for Warrnambool.
And third at $5.50 or something.
Yeah, he certainly did. So he'll be going there again. He's won 4 from 5 at the Bull. So looking forward to him. And there's a couple others they'll be jumping out in the next week or so. So be looking forward to them. And we'll got the Dream Thoroughbreds Open Day, which we're about to speak about shortly, which looking forward to getting out there on Sunday and seeing some of the new stars prospects of the stables.
Yeah, so just going on from that, Sunday is our yearling parade at Pinecliff from 9:30. Pinecliff is at Sunnyside Road in Mount Eliza. 6 yearlings to parade. We talked about a few of them on this show before. The High Shap colt that you selected for us at Inglis. Premier Sale will go to Lee Friedman and Anthony Friedman, be trained at Flemington. The Exceed Excel colt that you found through the Qatar Bloodstock range. What do you think of him, mate? We're going to see him for the first time on Sunday.
We are, and very much looking forward to seeing this colt. He's got a pedigree that normally wouldn't be in our budget at the sales. Like he's got a lovely pedigree, and he looks like an early colt. So it's going to be very interesting to see the progression that he's made in the 3 or 4 weeks since I've seen him, because he'd made really good progression previous to me seeing him, because the guy that I went out with hadn't seen him for 6 weeks and he was amazed how much he'd improved. So
so as I said, we got him from the Qatar Bloodstock range. He wasn't able to go through the sale, so he was bought privately. Right. He's been privately valued as well, so there's a PDS available with all that information. But you can see him on Sunday, and there's 4 fillies, one by Sebring, one by Magnus, one by Camford Cliffs. Those 3 will be trained by Wes Hunter down at Mornington. Exceed Excel will be trained by Wes Hunter as well, and we've got a Dewporth filly that's going to be trained by Kieran Maher at Caulfield, who we've got on board now with the Dream Thoroughbreds, one of the Dream Thoroughbreds trainers. So he's going to be a local, she's going to be a local horse, I should say, at Caulfield. So we've got some horses at Flemington with the Freedmans, Kieran Maher at Caulfield, and Wes down at Mornington now. So they're the sort of 3 main trainers with Darren. We're looking at a few of them.
I think it's something probably to note, Dave, that probably this year we've actually got some really commercial sires.
That's right.
So Exceed Excel, he had 6 runners in the slipper, which is amazing.
Yeah.
High Chaparral has got some absolute guns running around at the moment.
Yeah, he has, I'm about to talk about
contributor. He's got Alpine Eagle. He had a couple of fillies running around in the Oaks.
Yeah.
He's going great guns. And also Sebring's a sire of Criterion, who's probably the best weight for age horse going around at the moment. So I think we're pretty lucky, like that. We've got some really good stock by some very good stallions.
Yeah, and Sebring had Bring Me the Maid, who ran last week. He just got knocked off in one of the races. So Sebring is just a super sire. High Chaparral, again, he's just got sires. So you think he's got It's a Done Deal. Monaco Consul has now got Toronado that's coming to Swettenham. So they're great yearlings. So Sunday, contact me on 0416 105 666 if you want to come down. There's a barbecue, lunch and refreshments as well. So the parade will start about 10 a.m, but we'll get there about 9:30 and just have a look around, and we'll probably, if there's any other of our 2-year-olds there, we'll show them as well. Shoe Fetish, she runs, she's in the last at Cranbourne on Friday night. Hopefully we get a bit of rain in Melbourne. Not sure if it'll come before Friday, but the tracky's still got a bit of give in it. She's a nice chance to win and steal this race first up. but she goes extra well on wet track, so if we get the extra rain, she'll be very hard to beat. And Boogie Days goes around on Monday at Kilmore. Although if the rain comes on Monday, she has shown a dislike for the wet track, so we may take her out if it gets too wet down there. And Lonmac is entered for next Wednesday. He may run next Wednesday, and he's going to be entered for next Sunday at Pakenham, so he'll be running around soon as well. Best on breeding, mate. Shoe Fetish.
We're going to make Shoe Fetish Dave, who's a purchase from the Magic Million sales on the Gold Coast, so she's by the very good sire in Flying Spurs, being a champion stallion and a very good broodmare sire, I must say. And she's out of a unraced long row mare who's half sister to it's all the Ingham's family, so Crawl and Old Man and all those horses. So they usually get better with a little bit of age and appreciate a little bit of cut out of the track. Yeah,
she's really strengthened up, so looking for a good prep for her. Value bets, Randwick race 8, number 4, Ecuador, a High Chaparral horse. This, again, another exciting High Chap. They seem to be everywhere at the moment, the High Chaparrals. He won a trial here 3 weeks ago, and although he was ridden out in that trial, I think it was just mainly to blow out his cobwebs. He did beat Criterion in that trial and Spillway in that trial. They were being held up for their run last week, but still good trial form. He goes really well first up, this horse, unbeaten at the distance. He was only beaten 1 length in an Epsom, this horse, and very close up in a Group 2. So he was beaten 1 length in the Epsom, the Boban one, which is a really strong Epsom. The only doubt is he's first up after a bit of an injury break, but you're getting $8 each way about this horse, and I think it's great value for a horse with his credentials, so it's on the bit. So on the bit special for the weekend, mate, who are you on the bit with?
Dave, race 9 at Caulfield Gregors is on the bit for me.
Yep.
I thought she was very good first up behind Group 1 winner in Platelet at the Valley. She hit the line really hard to finish in second place. She's won 2 races second up and 3 times a winner at the track. She's drawn to get a lovely run behind a Loping, who will probably lead, and I think she's fantastic value at the $5 on offer. Trained by a guy who's just flying at the moment in David Hayes. He's really got it right now with his property, so I'm happy to be with this filly as my on the bit special.
I'm on the bit with Randwick race 7, number 10, our boy Malachi, forget how they actually pronounce it. Malachi, yeah. I've been waiting for this horse to debut this autumn. They were considering running him in the TJ Smith a couple of weeks ago, but they had the same stable had Chautauqua in it, so they bypassed it and sent it first up into this Group 3. He won a trial 3 weeks ago under an absolute choker hold and looks ready to burst first up. He's drawn an awkward barrier, but I'm pretty sure they won't try and drive across the field and lead. I think they'll just ease him across and sort of take a sit, and I think he can explode at the top of the straight. I expect him to win this. This horse has won 16 races from 18 starts, although a lot of them were up in northern Queensland. He's $2.80 on. I think he's on the bit for mine. He'll go to Brisbane and have a good carnival there. Off the bit, Lenny. Who you got off the bit for the last time for the autumn, mate?
Davis, just reiterating what you were saying before about these 2-year-olds that have been on the wet tracks. Odyssey Moon, it's in the Champagne, come up favourite. This is his 6th run in this prep. He's been running around on those heavy tracks, ran in the slipper, ran in the size, had a tough run in the size, was wide, had cover, but I just think that there's a few horses that are a bit fresher, up and coming, and 6th run in, it can prove a bit much for these young horses. So $3, well, what's on offer at the moment, I think it's probably unders, so I'm happy to lay.
I've gone all through the autumn without missing one of these. Even got Lake Geneva beat at $1.80 last week, so here goes for a clean sweep for the autumn. I'm going for race 5, number 2, Lead Baz. I actually named this on the bit, I think, a few weeks ago. I've been a bit of a fan of this horse, admittedly, in the past, but I'm starting to lose faith. He's opened up $2.80 favourite for this. He's after being beaten 2 starts ago as a really short price favourite, and then he had a hard run in the Doncaster last start. He's also going up an extra 400 metres in distance for this run. I just think his form's been a little bit disappointing. He has to be a risk at the short quote, so he's off the bit for mine. So a good autumn, mate. You led us into Sweet Idea a few weeks ago at the $12. We had Admiral Paul at 20s. There've been a few good value winners through the autumn.
Spillway in the
Yeah, in the Australian Cup. Yeah, so we've had a few good winners through the autumn. So good luck. We'll see you in the spring, and enjoy your punting on the weekend. Have a good winter, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Cheers.